Hi, welcome to this first part of this three-part tutorial series about 3D game making in Unity. This is the first iteration, so I'll keep it short. It's like a hello world for Unity. In order to be able to play along, you have to install Unity. I've got Unity 5.1.1 installed. It's free. If you don't have it installed, please install it and then you can continue the lesson. Okay, if you start up Unity 5.1.1, you get this screen. I didn't create any projects yet. I'm going to do that now. So I press New Project. Okay, I'm going to call this project, it needs a name. It's called 3D Workshop. 3D Game Workshop 1. I'll put it in the default folder here and I make sure this 3D is red. You can also do 2D things, but that's a different tutorial series. 3D and then create project. Alright, it'll do a completely blank Unity project. That means on the left side here, I have to explain something about this layout here. The left side here is assets. There are no assets in there. So it's completely blank. It only has this scene loaded. This scene, you can see it here. And you see a camera. I can click the camera and you see the camera preview. And I can click the directional light. It's like a sun. It doesn't really matter where this sun is positioned. The light is always the same. It's like our own sun. It emulates a star with because our sun is a star and its starlight is we see that as sun rays. Anyway, we continue with the lesson. We have a hierarchy here. These are two objects that are in the scene. We have a scene view here and we have a game view. And what you see here, if you press this tab, you go to the game view and you can press the scene view to go back again. So if I press the main camera, I see here a preview of what the camera sees. And if I want to permanently see this, you can click this game tab and I'm holding down the left mouse button and I can drag it. I can drag it around. I can put it somewhere I want to, and I normally put it on the right here. So I've got my I can also change the size of the windows by, if I have this symbol here, the two arrows, I can drag it and change the way, the size of all these windows. So I like to have my scene set up like that. So, and on the right you have a inspector, and if I left click the main camera, you can also change the name of the camera. So if I left click it and then left click it again, you can change the name. I'm gonna leave it as it is named right now, and I can see all these different things that are added to the camera. So it has a camera, it has a GUI layer, a flare layer, and an audio listener. It's all difficult stuff. You don't need to know anything about this right now. So what do I want to do? This is my first this is a very empty game project, so I'm going to add something to it. I'm going to add game object, add a 3D object. I'm going to add a cube. There it is, and as you can see, it's already in the game view here. And I'm also going to add a plane, game object, 3D object, plane. And this plane I can size and scale, and I can change the position using these arrows. Okay, so I know it's in the position mode to change the position of the plane. As you can see, it updates here as well in the game mode, in the game view here. If I press the W, that's the position. If I press the E on the keyboard, I can change the rotation of the plane. And if I press the R, I can change the scale of the plane. I can even scale it in different axes. Well, this one doesn't work, but this one does because it's a plane. So I've got a plane here, and you can, in the scene yourself, you can zoom in and out with the middle mouse button. If you press shift middle mouse, you can pan around, shift middle mouse, and if you press if you press the middle mouse button, only if you press it, you can pan, and shift pan is bigger steps. So normal middle mouse button pressed, you get this. Shift middle mouse button pressed, you get this. All right, so if I want to rotate, I can press the right mouse button. And something I use a lot inside the Unity for navigation is holding the right mouse button down and then pressing W and S. W and S, A and D. So A is to go left, D is to go right, W is to go forward, and S is to go back. Alright, so I slightly tilted this plane here. I'm going to give it a little bit of a material. I'm going to click Assets and then right click and then Import Package. Here we go. I want to import a package. It's called Environment. So I selected the environment package and now it will decompress stuff. You have to press import to actually get it inside your own project, and now it's importing all this standard assets. So I want to make this plane look a certain way, and to do that I'm gonna show you how that's done, but you have to wait for this to complete. So now these the cube and the plane are not colored, and I'm going to give them a color. And then after that I'm going to explain to you how you can get a texture on there, so it has, it resembles wood or metal or something else. So now we have two directories here. One is called the editor, the other one is called standard assets. Okay, so now I left click the plane, or I click the plane inside the scene view here, left click, and I can it has a default material that's here, and I can click this, and I see I cannot change anything of it inside, and that has to do with the fact that you actually need to create a material and put it inside this plane. So I can double click environment, I can go to terrain assets, surface textures, and here we have different textures, like for instance grass, hill. I can just put it on there, and then I can just drag. What I did is I dragged it onto the plane. I could have also done this by selecting this and putting it there on the plane, but I like to work inside the scene itself. And if you now look at the camera, double click the camera, then you'll get you get to see the object you double click. You get to see a close-up. So if I press the cube, I'll see the cube. If I double press the plane, I'll see the plane. I'll switch to press the W to get into translating mode. I'm going to give this cube, I'm going to select it, I'm going to give it muddy rock. I'm going to put it on the cube. There it is. There's my cube. So what happens if I now press play? You get this. Absolutely static, nothing, because I didn't do anything special to the scene. I didn't tell the Unity. I didn't tell Unity that this cube here has a mass, and in order to do that, I need to stop the play mode here, and I select the cube here on the left side, and I'm gonna give it a add component. Go to physics and give it a rigid body. Here we go. So now it has a mass. It's at 1. It's okay. I just want to show you how this works. So now I press play. Bam. And there it goes. So it just drops. I can give it even a bigger height. And then you get play. There we go. So I can also tilt this. I press the E key and I'm going to tilt it even more. Yeah, but you have to see it. from the camera. I tilted it so much that you cannot see it from the camera. So the camera as well, I'm also going to select the camera and then where is it? Where is my plane? And that's funny. Oh, here it is. Oh, I get it. So I have to move the main camera, press W and move it up a bit, and then press E and then rotate. There we go. So now what I press the plane again, give it a little bit more rotation so that you can see it, so that you can see the cube rolling down the hill. There we go. Play. There we go. That's your physics simulation for you, and it's an excellent way to start your first 3D game inside Unity. I told everything I know about the scene view, game view, about textures, and a lot more. Also the gravity, how that works. So you can give any object you put inside the scene, you can give gravity. You can have gravity affect it, and then the simulation, then Unity takes care of everything. So I hope you like this first iteration, and in the next iterations we'll go into a lot more detail about creating games in 3D Unity.